Hi Pisces, thank you for joining me here. This is gonna be your in-depth monthly reading, and as you know that I start this reading by get in tune with your energy that you are dealing with, dealt with, or will be dealing with, and then for that I use the major arcana card, animal spirit, and oracle deck. And after we go through this major energy channeling, then we are going to go deeper into this situation, what's going on, did like what kind of situation you are in, by getting, and we are going to do that by using different kind of tarot deck. And at the end I'm going to give you a divinely timely message by using mystical shaman oracle deck. Okay, please keep in mind this is a free flowing intuitive reading, so take it as it resonates. And I also take jumpers. We got a justice jumpers from the deck, so sometimes it takes more time to get the card, so please be patient with me. Okay, see what you have. We need two more cards. Okay, Tower, oh wow. Okay, I'm gonna take this. We got Devil and the Emperor. Actually Devil showed up in reverse, but I don't take reverse in the major arcana, so I'm just gonna keep that in mind. Okay, so now see the initial feeling I'm getting, Pisces, that you definitely want to bring balance to your life. You definitely want to like put thing in order, have peace of mind, start a new phase with more balance centered way. But there is something that needs to be changed, something that needs to be, but you are kind of fighting not to let that go. So there is a little bit of inner prohibition is there, something, that something needs to be changed, something needs to be addressed, but there is some kind of inhibition. We don't know what it is. I'm just initial feeling I'm saying. Anyway, we're gonna get to that reading once we get all the cards. So that's the initial I'm getting. We got Frog, Water. Very interesting. Oh, Owl. Oh, we got Owl and Octopus in reverse. Yeah, something needs to let go. That octopus that is like binding you on all circle, but you are doing pretty good otherwise. It's just something very subconsciously, something very underlying stress is there. Okay, one more card and then one more animal spirit. Okay, we got Horse in reverse. Okay, now let's get our oracle card. Beyond death, life. See, I was telling you something needs to let go with the Tower in a oppositional position. Okay, all right. So let's talk about this. So we got these two together, this and this. Okay, let's talk about this. So what I'm feeling, Pisces, I feel like that you want to start new, you want to start balanced, with the justice. I feel like that, and you can feel it. You can feel it that something, something is changing for good. You are getting more balanced in your life. You are feeling like you are feeling like that you have more control over your day-to-day life. You have more control over your how your money is flowing and all these other things that makes our mind more calm and sane, right? You feel like you have a control over it. But there is something something underneath that is like that is looming, and I can feel that. And you also know that you are a very perceptive person, so you also know that there's something, it's under it feels like that you are trying to achieve everything, like, okay, the piece that you are getting, the formulation that you are getting, the structure that you are getting, which is working, but it's that work is kind of, you feel like the foundation needs to be more concrete, and there is something in the foundation that is kind of still little, needs more work, needs more shadowy work. There is something shadowy there, something that you really need to dig deep in and really need to address those, but you are kind of procrastinating to do that, because on the otherwise, externally, you are trying to really motivate yourself, you're doing all this good stuff, and it's actually working. You are much more stable, like mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. You feel like something, you feel much more calmer and in control at this moment. The thing is, because that's the thing, there's something needs to be changed, something needs to come out in the light, something needs to, you know and I feel like you are not letting that come out. There is some kind of fear that you are, but you are not unacknowledged of this, like you are not unaware of this fact. There is something deeper down. We are going to go deeper into the situations to know what is that you are trying to prohibit, trying not to address, trying not to change, trying not to confront at this moment. But I really feel like it has something to do with, like, something, your deeper emotion, your deeper psyche. It has something to do with you buried kind of deep down in your psyche, which all often kind of interfere with your outwardly stability, and you are really need to address that foundation. There is something needs to be changed at the foundation level, but you are prohibiting that. And what is telling you that how you can do that? It says the emperor and the devil. I feel like you are fearing your own shadow. You are fearing that there is something that you do constantly, there is some kind of repetitive pattern that you do constantly, which disharmonize your external stability. So I don't think it's something external that you are kind of fearing, it's something internal of yourself. You feel like you have a tendency maybe to just be too passive, maybe you have a tendency to be more anxious, or just, it's not that you do it deliberately, but it's not something externally induced, it's kind of internally created. And that maybe you have gone through some kind of peer session, some kind of professional help, maybe just to bring it back, bring it together, bring it under control. But there is something, it's not going to be remedied by external dosage or external output input. It has to be come from it. Your foundation needs to be changed. You need to confront your own shadow. That's what is telling me. And you need to be more confident. I feel like if you just be more confident, there is nothing, I cannot say that enough. Light is nothing without darkness, and darkness is nothing without light. So if you have something, don't like shame on your own pattern. This is you. Take, be, it's with the emperor, it's like be more bold of who you are. If you think that you are more passive, yes, I am more passive, I'm acknowledging it. Okay, sometimes passivity is good, sometimes active is good, but like, not, okay, no, I'm not passive, I'm not, like, tug it under the carpet. Whatever you think is a negative attribute of yours, it's not going to help you. So it's asking you to take more confidence, take more like charge of who you are, even though it may feel like that it come with some kind of bad addiction. Some will come out, like, first thing that you need to acknowledge that yes, I have an addiction to overthinking. Yes, addiction doesn't have to be always drug or alcohol or some kind of sex or anything. Addiction can come from any point, any angle. Addiction to overthinking, addiction to passivity, addiction to overactive, addiction to overconfidence, addiction to controlling others, like all those kind of things. So if you do not address those, you won't be able to be the true self of yourself. You won't be able to feel confident that who you are. And then the less you feel confident about who you are, because you are trying to not address some part of you, then you feel that your balance is going away. Then you feel like your external world is kind of topsy-turvy, and then you feel like, okay, now you're trying to bring this external world calmer and more in control, but it's not going to be based on a solid foundation if you do not accept certain part of yourself. So the moral of this whole thing is asking you to accept yourself in a much more open-handedly. I know that it can be trauma, it can be not trauma, sorry, it can be a little difficult, asking, like if you are too, if you believe in, if you want to be always want to do the right thing, this and that, addressing that some part that you do not like about yourself, maybe it conflict with your own morality and ethics, it can be hard to accept. But like morality and ethics, we need to change those moralities as we evolve in time. Whatever it was moral in 1950s is not same morality we don't hold in 2020. So if you judge yourself on the based on basis, kind of old moral structure, then obviously you're going to find yourself constantly some kind of shadowy, some kind of negative, some kind of disgusting person who doesn't do by the right thing. But that's not the thing. Emperor is asking you to really revalue the moral and ethics that you structure yourself around, because time is changing. We need to be more open-minded. What is moral, what is ethics? We need to question those things again. And that is what you need to do. There is some kind of foundational structural work that's need your attention, so don't run away from that. Okay, so let's get into the other part of the reading. Okay, so we got frog, we got owl, and then okay, the owl came with octopus, and then we got horse. So let's get into that. So frog, it's all about healing. Frog is all about healing. Frog is this, they are amphibian. They know how to be on the land as well as how to be in the water. So how to heal and how to be practical, if you're talking about elemental wise. So I feel like that's what is, you have, it is not that, I'm not gonna say that you started doing that. You started realizing that your mindset needs to be changed. You cannot judge yourself every point of time based on your parental, your familial belief and moral structure, because you have to understand there is a generation gap. And with the generation gap, our how we think what is right, what is wrong, that also changed, because time is everything. With time we evolve. What your parents think is the right thing to do, you may not think that right thing to do, because the time has changed. Our perception of right and wrong is changing. So if you constantly judge yourself on the based on the old structure, old moral and ethics, you always find yourself that there is something needs to be fixed. But if emperor asking you that, can you just have a faith in yourself, can you just really accept yourself based on your own moral and ethics that you are forming within the time period that you are living and breathing and exploring and expanding. And I feel like you already started understanding that concept, that you cannot hold yourself accountable. You kind of beat yourself every time based on certain kind of old structure that does not fit your own expansion and the growth that you're growing. And it may constantly put you down and make you feel like you're some kind of, like some kind of something wrong with you. So you are trying to understanding that. I feel like you're already getting to understand and how to heal from that kind of old structure, how to be more accepting of yourself, how to create a new paradigm of belief, how to create and how to be, how to be relational to that kind of paradigm of belief, and not to beat yourself up every step of the life. I feel like you started doing this healing with the frog here. I feel like that understanding is already brewing, like already like growing inside you. Look at this, you are expanding your understanding with the owl. You're expanding your wisdom, you're expanding your understanding, and you are letting go all this kind of octopus. It's like a deep water entanglement. Oh, like old, like a sentimental kind of pathos that we sometimes find ourselves into. Like, oh, you did not do that, oh, you did not lie, like you did not take care of me, you did not, all the time, each other, we're trying to each other make each other feel like pathetic, and all those kind of old pathos. I'm getting a strong essence of old paradigm of moral and ethics that have been holding you. It could become to your life in the form of religious belief. It could become in the form of mannerism. It could become in the form of doing right or wrong in a very biblical or very kind of catharsis way. Catholicism, those kind of things. I'm like, you are really reevaluating your own belief system right now. You're really educating yourself that how to stand ground, how to be more confident of what you believe, not what your forefather, what your parents, what your like old generation has built a foundation of what is right, what is wrong. Of course, we have a lot to learn from your ancestor, from our old generation, but at the same time we need to understand that we are our own being and we have something to contribute to. We cannot just be consumer of our old customs. We are the new generation, so we need to contribute to build up that new customs as time changes. So I feel like that kind of understanding is coming to you, and you are very much and it's giving you a lot of healing. You started this journey and you are letting go all this, you're beginning to let go all this entanglement by using this sharp mind, by using this like what makes sense, what doesn't make sense. Time and pace is everything. It's you cannot just fit something old into something new and try to be like compatible. Maybe it doesn't, it's not compatible. It's maybe it's not. Like if you bring a first generation computer and you feel like that you are gonna run this kind of high end game on this, you are going to crush the computer. What are you going to do? You are going to abuse that computer and say, oh, you pathetic, you don't do your job. Is the thing is, that computer, that setup doesn't fit with what you are asking for it. So it's like that kind of understanding. So you are using a lot of your intellect. You are using, maybe you are reading a lot of books, maybe you are hearing a lot of podcasts and different thing, just to opening your mind. You are opening up your mind so that you can let go of this old entanglement that kind of holding you back, and you are already feeling good. This kind of rituals, practice that you are doing is actually bringing you making you feel more confident about yourself, and you feel like you can bring back this balance and more control of your life as you go on in life. There is something fundamental that need to be addressed, but I think you are going to do that through this process. And horse in reverse, horse is earth, which is also like a Cancerian card. Horse is all about chariot and movement and spirituality and this and that. And like the horse, I'm getting that right now you are not really too outwardly focused. You are not thinking about, oh, what's my goal. You're more focused on your spirituality. You are more focused on how to re-establish your foundation first. Then you can go conquer the world, and achievement and external accolades and all these kind of things that we feel that gonna bring us prestige, happiness and all that. But that's an illusion altogether. But that's also part of a life, so we have to do all these things which gives us some sense of satisfaction, of course. But right now that is not your focus. Right now you are really focusing on how to rebuild your foundation so that you can feel more confident in your skin, and you can feel more confident how you think and how you behave and how you feel. So external material achievement is right now is back on back in sitting in the back burner. Beyond death, life, and one is on about initiation. And I feel like you are getting a lot of downloads. You are feeling like you are more in tune with the spirituality. You are more in tune with the universe and how nature works. You are not beating yourself up too much nowadays, and you feel like you are getting, your chest is broadening up. You are letting more light in, and you are more open to different kind of perception. You are more open. That doesn't mean that you are lost. Have a grounded feelings with that, with the justice I'm saying. You are feeling more grounded, but at the same time you are open because you are expanding your horizon, you are rebuilding your foundation. And there is like universe is also in support of you. I feel like that more you open to yourself to universe, more you open to your spirituality, more you expand your horizon, more you question your basic fundamental traditional foundation, I feel like you are actually expanding as a person. You are growing, and you are feeling more confident about yourself. You are actually, to be honest, I feel like you also feel much more satisfied with yourself. You are not beating yourself up to achieve some kind of goal and some kind of feel. You want life to be much more easy and life to work for you, not you working for life all the time, and at the end of the day you are like a beaten up horse just ready to go to bed and no mind or heart to feel or think anything. So you are kind of taking, you are reinventing the wheel. You are kind of visualizing how life could be if you take life easy, and you are more opening up to new ideas and spirituality, which is helping and which is actually shredding this old skin that kind of holding you back, and that kind of making you feel, oh, you were bad, you were this, you did not do that, you did not do all this kind of negative projection onto ourselves. You are kind of letting that go as you are getting more open to light, as you are getting more open to yourself. And what is light is yourself, and yourself is consists of darkness and lightness. Please understand that. We are not just simply light. That is absolutely fake. Who talk about only light all the time, they don't know what life is. Seriously, I don't know. And that's an absolutely romantic idea of life which is unattainable. And then again we set ourselves for absolute failure because we set ourselves in for something which doesn't exist. We are not just consist of light. Look at this is also a combination of light and dark. Everything is a balance, so that you will understand that. So if you feel like something that you are, if making, society or your parents or your friends or you yourself, you're making you feel like that you are inadequate, you are kind of negative projection, question those projection, question those, confront those kind of thing. How can you say that I'm negative? Put forward with a counter argument. What you think is right may not be right in this time and space. How can you judge me on the basis of what you think is right, what you think is moral, anything should be? So confront them. The moment you confront them like an emperor, it is like Aries, like a foe. I'm just gonna confront it. There is no shy away, there is no fear. The moment you confront that with those kind of question or those kind of doubts, the more positive effect you get, the more acceptance you receive for yourself. All right, let's see what's the situation that you are dealing with, you are in. Oh, that one jumped out of the Knight of Cups. There is a little love there. My reaction was classy. Okay. Star in reverse. Okay. Maybe you have a strong Aquarius placement. I'm feeling like Aquarius, Aries, Libra, Capricorn. Right now I'm feeling strong Aquarius placement. So I feel like, okay, I'm gonna tell you. Hold on, let me get the cards first. High Priestess. Your card is came sideways, so I'm gonna keep that in mind. Your card. Okay, and then you got Six of Pentacles. Let's get one more. Okay, Eight of Wands. Okay, look at this. Look at that. Six of Pentacles, Moon in Taurus, Eight of Wands, Mercury in Sagittarius. Okay, so Knight of Cups. I feel like that maybe it has something to do with, there is all these things as this is happening, it also has something to do with kind of approaching someone. I feel like that you want to be more open to love, you want to be more open to, like you kind of started feeling that you want to be more accessible to love. Before maybe you did not prioritize love too much, but now you feel like you want to be more available to love, you want to be more enthusiastic about love, you want to be more enthusiastic about sharing, belonging, those kind of concept. I feel like you are really opening up to that, and maybe that you are already kind of something new has come in your life which kind of made you feel more open about this kind of things. But there is a little bit, I'm really feeling that optimism about love is coming to you. But with the Star in reverse, there's a strong Aquarius placement. Maybe you have some strong Aquarius in maybe Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter somewhere. There is what is going on that you already know with the Tower over there, and that's what the Star in reverse. I feel like that that you need to expand your mind and all that, you need you need to confront the tradition. I'm getting that you are a person who is like little out of the box, as we say. And you are, but there is a, like you know that there is a new generation. That you cannot be bind by all this kind of old tradition. You need to expand that. That's where the healing come from, that's where the understanding come from. Even though you know that, but you are not trusting this. You are doing this, I can see that you are doing this ritualistically, but there is a little bit of sense of non-trust in that kind of new way of being. That kind of, you are kind of going back to, from time to time you train to go back to your tradition, that your, maybe, how you grew up, what's your parents taught you, what's your, if you are Christian, or if you're religious, like what kind of institution you went to, as a religious person, or growing up in a religious family, like those kind of, like those kind of, uh, you feel a little pull back from, like pull towards that. At the same time you feel like you need to grow up, like no, not grow up, like grow your evaluation, the, like, if not eval, god, sorry, hold on, slow down. What's going on? You need to expand your mind, you need to grow out from that kind of thing. Not necessarily you are being disrespectful for them, towards them, or to those kind of ideas, but you need to build your own. So there is like a, echo is all about individualistic, like what is mine, what I am bringing to this world, how I am perceiving myself, what makes me, not how I'm becoming a crowd. So that kind of that's where it is, like you are having a little bit of, you always feel time to time, you feel that some kind of pull towards your tradition, the taught, the ideology that you have been taught, that you are taught, and when growing up, all these kind of things. But like, so there is that. But you're definitely opening up to you definitely want, you want to call love in your life, you want to be more lovable, you want to be more acceptable to love, you want to be more accepting of love, you want to be more, like, you just want to be more sensitive. With the high priestess, you are already, the emperor is right under the high priestess, right under the emperor. It's saying that you are already, you have a lot of sensitivity, understanding for people. And high priestess is also who doesn't, like who is not a crowd person, who listen to their own knowledge and act according that. High priestess, emperor comes after high priestess. So high priestess is knowing everything inside. Okay, I know this is right, this is wrong, having a sound judgment based on individual experience, based on individual intuition, not by the, what sells in the market, what's popular belief. And then it promote this, then it exhibit this kind of masculine power to act accordingly. That's why the emperor comes. So emperor is telling you that you already have that. I feel like you are having a little bit of pushback here with the star in reverse, that you are having a, like, it's hard to let go of our old taught, things that we are taught when childhood. It's hard to let go family belief, it's hard to let go of tradition sometimes. But that's where the, tug of war is happening. But you know already what's good for you and how you're going to act accordingly. You are going to act accordingly. And look at this, we got, because you are already started healing. So I'm getting that. Look at this, Six of Pentacles, moon in Taurus. Moon in Taurus is all about, this is a natural flow. I am listening to myself, and I am gonna go with what makes me, what sounds natural to me, what sounds peaceful to me, what feels like that I am doing things organically rather than forcefully. So that's what Six of Pentacles here is telling. It's telling me that you are going to be much more in tune with your, what feels right to you, not what feels right to your family, not what feels right to society, not what feels right to every other Tom, Dick and Harry. It's like what right feels right to you, because you are so in tune with your emotion. You are so in tune with your emotion and your inner knowledge and how you feel, and judging from within and acting accordingly. And then Eight of Wands, yeah, there are going to be a lot of optimism, and you're going to feel like, maybe you are right now feeling not that kind of burst of energy, but they are going to be a burst of energy. They are going to be a burst of energy in your mind. You are going to feel much more optimistic. You're going to feel like, yeah, there are a lot of things is possible. You don't want to you don't want to restrict yourself within this paradigm of some kind of old belief, within this paradigm of limited thinking. Or if you can have this, if you have this, you cannot have that. If you cannot be so independent and individual. Yeah, so like those kind of thinking, that you cannot be so independent and individual, at the same time have a family and be lovable and be in a relationship, which has a lot of compassion and all that. You're saying that those are reductive old belief. I can have all these things as long as I'm in tune with my own emotion, as long as I'm in tune with my own intuition, and I know what feels right, what feels natural flow, which gonna bring equality, which gonna bring a lot of harmony. So those kind of thoughts is bursting, will be bursting. Right now I don't think you are there. Maybe you could be, but if you're following the flow of it, I feel like it's gonna come a little later, like maybe a month, or maybe a few months, or maybe a few weeks. Like this kind of understanding that I don't think it's gonna take that much long, to be honest. That kind of thing, that we can have, like, expansion is possible, expansion of one horizon is possible, and you are letting yourself much more open to love with the Knight of Cups. Yeah, you are more open to love. Maybe you are taught, or maybe you made believe that if you are too out there, if you are just living your life independently, individualistically, then you cannot have a solid relationship, because relationship is all about compromises. That's not true. You are really opening yourself up to this accepting real love, accepting, like belonging, true relationship where people are coming together to understand each other and build each other up. You are opening that door to yourself. Okay, let's see what we have. Which one I should take? Oh, I'm feeling like traditional one. Let's get another layer. Okay, Two of Pentacles in reverse. And then we have Hierophant in reverse. Yeah, look at this Hierophant in reverse, right under where you had the doubt that you cannot this push from the tradition. You're saying, okay, bye bye, I'm gonna build my own. King of Wands in reverse. Okay, that's good. Ooh, beautiful. This one, love. Seven of Swords in reverse. One more. And the Moon. Your card again. Okay, let's go into this. So what's happening with this Two of Pentacles in reverse, right of the Knight of Cups? This is actually a very good sign for me. This is a Jupiter in Capricorn. Jupiter is all about expansion. Capricorn is all about groundedness. Okay, how can I, what is feasible, what is practical, how, strategy, and it expands. With Two of Pentacles, it expands. That expands so much that people feel debilitated to make a decision. And I feel like you are, when it comes to, you are not thinking about, when you are thinking about love, when you are thinking about opening up to relationship, opening up to connection, it doesn't have to be relationship only romantic, like just to a real, true, original, genuine connection to another person, just opening up your heart chakra. You're not thinking about all these pros and cons. You're not letting yourself feeling debilitated by Oh, is it good for me? Is it gonna be practical? Is it gonna be harmful? Do you think that people gonna take me that I am too open or easy, or all this kind of other things? You are not thinking about all these things. You are just open. Look at this. These rays are coming out of you. It's like that you are just feeling like you are. Once you get to that, once you get this energy, that expansion if possible, and you need to just follow your own flow with the Six of Pentacles. You are gonna let go of this structure. You are gonna let go of like feasibility. You're just gonna there gonna be certain sense of flow that's gonna take place. It's not gonna be structural, but the flow gonna give you structure, but in a different way. It's a much more flexible way, and you are not gonna be okay, this is right, this is wrong. You're not gonna be thinking like what is suitable in a practical terms, all this kind of thing. Not gonna be thinking about that. That is really good. And the hierophant and star, that's what I was saying, that you are really letting go. There is some kind of traditional belief, and I feel like there is a lot of religious hold on you. Like maybe you are not religious per se, but there is some kind of doctrine that we had been inculcated. Oh, hold on, let me turn that off. Yeah, like this like some kind of tradition, even though you may not be as religious as you think, or maybe as traditional, but sometimes these traditions, like this old tradition that really does not work with who you are. I'm talking to you personally, I'm not talking to you collectively, but whatever you are, it doesn't really vibe with that. And you had been going back and forth. Sometimes you feel like that you cannot really make, like there is something, the moment you feel like there is something new kind of belief, new kind of understanding of life coming to you, and then what happened, some kind of old belief held you back. You are late, and that's created a lot of doubt with the star in reverse. You feel like you did not have this kind of a faith in those kind of new ideas that you are forming as an individual of yourself. And then how you realize that, and you feel like, I'm gonna let that go. I'm really gonna let that go. And it's a healing, it's a process, right? So it's gonna take time, but you are letting that go. Once these things happening, you are letting that go. You are not bringing too much of practicality when you are thinking about love. You are kind of making decision from a heart chakra, not about feasibility. That's good. Next thing, you are letting this kind of held, old tradition that does not really align with who you are becoming, and you are kind of letting that go. And you are very very much in tune with your emotion. You are not about just, oh, go get it, King of Wands, I want this, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna prepare an army, and just gonna go it, I'm just gonna lead it. You are not, with the horse in reverse and the King of Wands, I'm getting the same thing. You are not really trying to conquer the world right now. You are just trying to conquer yourself and be yourself. And that's what the High Priestess is telling. High Priestess is saying that you are really much more in tune with yourself. You are just paying much more attention what you need, not like how much, what kind of project you have achieved, what kind of accolades you have, like not like that. You are not really looking for external achievement right now. Right now you are building yourself. You are building yourself from ground up, because you are letting some kind of old foundation go. So that's a big job itself. So you're not cluttering yourself with external extra like burden right now. Yeah, because you are very much in tune with yourself. So Seven of Swords in reverse. Seven of Swords, again, moon in aqua. Maybe you have a Aquarius placement, strong Aquarius placements. I can feel Aquarius, Capricorn, Taurus, Libra, of course. All right. The Seven of Swords in reverse. Yeah, I feel like that you are gonna be much more open, Pisces. You are not gonna be detached. Like when you come to this Six of Pentacles, when you come to this understanding that you need to flow naturally, you need to feel, you need to be or act whatever feels right to your own growth. you are not gonna force anything, you want everything to happen organically, and that kind of mentality gonna make you feel much more open to people. I feel like that you are not gonna hide your emotion too much. There is a changes coming. I'm sorry about that noise outside. Like those kind of things. Oh god. I'm distracted by it. I get easily distracted because I'm just so much involved, and then just it just takes me out of it. Anyway, so I really feel like that, like you are gonna be much more open, like you are gonna be more open about your emotion, like people that you are gonna come across in life, people that gonna, because you are making your foundation from a ground up, right? You are gonna meet new kind of people, and you are gonna be much more open. Maybe in past you are not very sharing person when it comes to your innate emotion. There is a little bit of distant, there is a little bit of objective coldness was there, but I feel like those things are not gonna be that prominent. It's gonna go, because Six of Pentacles is gonna a lot of generosity, and generosity will come from this idea that you can only go with the rhythm of your own natural growth. So nothing hold back, nothing too much giving. So it's like a kind of balancing act, that you're gonna take place. And the moon, right under the Eight of Wands, it's gonna this, when the belief that comes, the expansion is possible, that you don't have to be reductive. If you want to be one thing, you cannot be other thing, like all this old idea that if you want to be a painter, you cannot be a architect. I mean, who says that? Who says that we have to be only one thing? We can have multiple talent, and we can use that every way and bring it together, to link it together, to create something combined. And those kind of, if you are individual, if you are this rebel, if you're this living your life on your own terms, that you cannot have a family, you cannot have love, you cannot have people to come back to. Those kind of idea is absolutely ice bag, and more you are thinking about those kind of reductive thoughts, and you're feeling like, no, I'm gonna expand. Mercury in Sagittarius, expanding and believe in opportunity, believe in optimism, and that's actually creating a lot of emotional healing with the moon. I feel like whatever you think at this moment, if you're resonating with this, whatever you feel that you have this kind of, like, you don't want to confront this emotional shadow of yourself, by the end of this cycle, look at this, you are going to have a total illumination of your emotion. You're going to feel much more confident. Whatever you thought that you have shadowy, actually you're going to take pride in that. You're going to believe that whatever you consider shadowy, whatever you consider disgusting, whatever you consider negative within yourself, is actually so much positive. It gives you a different kind of dimension of understanding life, and that's really sets you out of the crowd, and that is absolutely good. Like it is a whole, that is the whole initiation of the whole healing that you are going through right now, and it's going to bring a lot of emotional clarity. Pisces, this is a very beautiful reading. Okay, all right, let's get into, okay, I'm gonna get two cards, one for invitation and one for medicine. Invitation is that what universe is asking you to invite, like what kind of energy to invite, to let in your life, to really help this process. And the medicine is what universe is asking you to heal from or let go, which doesn't serve you anymore. So let's see, and then I'm gonna read it from the book. So we got the Gatherer is your invitation, 21 broken down to 3. 3 is Empress. Empress is all about, oh, this is beautiful. Yeah, Taurian, again there's Taurian natural flow, just natural flow. you know no matter who says that go slow, go speed, it doesn't matter. Whatever you feel, just tune into yourself, and if it is feel natural, if it's feel organic, do not push, do not force, don't give too much, don't take too much, just feel whatever natural to you. And in order to do that, you need to get in touch with your high priestess energy, which you are. Okay, medicine, Gatherer. Did I say gap? Oh, I don't know what I said. Circle, 8. 8 is all about practicality, Capricorn. Yeah, let go of all this, how people are thinking, this and that. Way too much burden. No, seriously, not really positive outcome comes out of that. Okay, 21. Okay, invitation. Look at the resources you already have close at hand. This is a time of abundance. Everything around you is ripe and ready for harvest. Banish the notion of scarcity that have limited your choice and colored your destiny. Pack your food for the winter and start with the low hanging fruit that is all around you. Yeah, it's saying that you are already doing it, so I feel like you are already in tune with this energy, because you realize that you cannot just you know subscribe to all it pathos or ethics and all that. You need to evolve, and you are doing that. It's a healing process. Okay, 8. Okay, 8, medicine. When the circle comes as your medicine, you are meant to come to an understanding of the importance of decay and letting go. Yes, decay. Seriously, this hierophant is decayed here right now. In this particular reading, it's decayed. It's not serving you any longer. It doesn't vibe with who you are becoming. You are meant to come to an understanding of the importance of decay and letting go, the importance of dying to an old form and being reborn anew. If you are faced with the challenge of loss or disappointment, remember this is in the circle of like nothing is ever wasted. Love will seek itself again, prosperity will come from a new idea and opportunity, and spirit always awaits for you to find your place in the dance again. See, this is the really summarizing, or it's a new opportunity, new idea, new thing gonna refresh your life. So it's letting go of what doesn't work for you. And I don't think it's about connection and all this. It's about this ideology, this old moral and ethics, because you outgrew that. Please accept that you outgrew that. You cannot judge yourself on the basis of that, because then if you do that, then all the time you will find yourself guilty. All the time you will find yourself that you are a bad person. Negativity will only come to you. So you just need to understand that you outgrew from certain kind of tradition. So you have to build your own tradition, and for that you need your own clarity, own understanding, own feelings, and go with the flow. All right, Pisces, I hope you get something out of it, and I will talk to you later. Okay, take care. Bye.